Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. I'd like to thank you for joining us here today. A few housekeeping items before we do get started. There is a Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen that you can use to enter in questions to our presenters at any time. If you do have a question for a specific institution, please be sure to name the institution within your question. Your camera and microphone are turned off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this presentation is also being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same site where you registered. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first institution, which is Rochester Institute of Technology.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Prem Yaport. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at Rochester Institute of Technology, or RIT. Here, Rochester Institute of Technology is located in Rochester, New York. We're right near Buffalo, New York, near the Canadian border. So we are one of the oldest, and I would say one of the largest universities in the country if you count our main campus in Rochester and our international campuses in China, Croatia, Dubai, and Kosovo. We have students from all 50 states and over 90 countries. Our students on campus are very diverse. We have international students as well as students that identify as African American, Latin American, or Native American on campus. And we're actually the second largest deaf and hard of hearing institution behind Gallaudet University, because 10% of our campus is deaf or hard of hearing. You'll actually see interpreters and live captionists at many of our events, and many students will actually learn American Sign Language while they're here at our school. Alongside NTID, the National Technical Institute of Deaf, we have 9 colleges. They range from engineering technology, computing, art, design, film and animation, to the liberal arts, business. We have over 90-degree programs and over 100 minors. If you are maybe pursuing a master's degree, we have accelerated dual degree programs. I definitely recommend our 4+1 MBA program, as well as you can create your own major on campus. At RIT, we definitely focus on experiential learning while doing. So one of our favorite parts of RIT is that we're one of the oldest and largest cooperative education schools. We believe in co-op. It is paid full-time work experience. It's like an internship, way better. You're able to really immerse yourself and work for a company, maybe a big company or small company, and that money is for you to keep, and you will not be paying tuition while on co-op. You're able to beef up your resume, and you also have a co-op advisor helping you along the way to land your first co-op and maybe even a job after graduation. This is kind of how it breaks down for the top examples for students interested in engineering technology, and computing. Again, all those co-op slots, you're not paying tuition. So those programs are 5 years. And for those that require less co-op, I would definitely use the lower example. If you're interested in seeing what outlooks or opportunities are available for your degree program, I definitely recommend joboutlook.rit.edu. You can see where students are going on co-op. You can do co-op anywhere here in the US or internationally. It's really up to you. And if you want to see starting salary, or if you want to see how much money you would be making while on co-op, all that information is on our website. We are a very vibrant campus. We have over 300 clubs and organizations. And if you look at what we do, there's about 3 to 4 major events every single day, and about 10% of our campus is affiliated with Greek organizations. So applying to RIT, you can either apply to direct major, or you can apply to an exploration program if you're not necessarily sure what kind of program you're interested in, but you know necessarily the college, or you can do a university exploration program where you're able to explore multiple colleges. We have differential admissions, so you list the top 3 choices. And for majors that are a little bit more competitive, like mechanical engineering, computer science, game design and development, chemical engineering, our physician's assistance program, we do have a wait list for those competitive programs. So when we're looking at an applicant, we're looking at a few things. We'll look at your high school record. We'll look at the grades appropriated to that program. So if you're looking at engineering, we're looking more at your math and science, as well as, if you're taking honors or above level courses. We are SAT, ACT optional for as of this year and beyond in all areas, except if you're applying to the SUNY Upstate Accelerated Scholars Program. We will look at your letters of recommendation. We only require one. Typically, students are sending between 2 or 3. I recommend no more than that, as well as brag about yourself. List some of your activities and interests and awards that you're participating in, so that way we're able to, get a feel about yourself. But if you might not necessarily be able to have any extracurricular activities, do list if you're helping babysitting or anything like that. We will take that into consideration as well as your essay. We really love to read those essays and get to know you a little bit better, as well as for those interested in the schools of art, design, and film and animation, there is a portfolio required for those programs. And there is more information on our website regarding portfolio requirements, and I can put that in the chat for you. And I managed to make this under 6 minutes. Here's my contact information. I will also put that in the chat for you guys, as well as my colleague, Mark Emblich, who's here helping me answer questions.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Up next, we have Caltech.
Great, and we're all set to go. My name is Jan Lacoste. I'm Associate Director of Admissions at Caltech. Clarissa, are you seeing my screen? Am I sharing?
Everything looks good.
Fantastic, thanks. I'm not getting the usual feedback on my end that I usually do. Again, my name is Jan Lacoste. I'm Associate Director of Admissions at Caltech. My pronouns are she, her. Caltech is an intimately sized campus in Pasadena, California, with a significant impact in STEM. You may know Pasadena as the home of the annual Tournament of Roses parade and the Rose Bowl football game. We respectfully acknowledge and honor the Tongva people upon whose ancestral lands our campus is located. Much of what you learn in STEM today can be traced in some way to Caltech. Think about the theory of quantum electrodynamics, why Pluto's a dwarf planet, earthquake science. Think of these scientists, Francis Arnold, who pioneered the directed evolution of enzymes and won a Nobel Prize in 2018 for that. She's co-chair of President Biden's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. Think about Katie Booman, who created an algorithm and put together a team that photographed a black hole for the first time ever. She's on our faculty. An important thing to know about the Institute is that each one of our scientists and engineers is an innovator. The talented individuals who spend their careers here choose Caltech because it's known for solving the most difficult problems, often through strategies that have never been tried before. All of our students have access and opportunities to research and conduct research with professors. Here you see students working in the Jim Hall prototyping lab, at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is part of Caltech, and in wet labs doing primary research, often through our summer undergraduate research fellowship program. Typically, Techers do research during the summer, often at Caltech, JPL, or another university through the SURF program. And this gives them the opportunity to work under the guidance of experienced mentors working at the frontier of their fields. We have around 950 undergraduates and a 3-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Faculty teach all classes from the first term 200-person core course to the seminar with 5 other students and everything in between. Students declare a major, we call them options, toward the end of the first year of study. We offer need-based financial aid, and we meet 100% of demonstrated financial need. In our residential research community, Techers are creative. Our students live, learn, collaborate, and have downtime on campus, which is in a residential section of Pasadena. In a typical year, about 95% of our students live on campus. Students choose from among 11 different residence halls, which boast a variety of living arrangements, from singles to doubles to suites, and they celebrate unique traditions and activities. In each residence, students can find opportunities to join student leadership, plan and organize special activities such as study breaks, movie night, field trips to the beach, the mountains, elsewhere around Los Angeles, and they dine together. We have loads of clubs and interest groups depending on student interest, multiple opportunities for music, because wherever you have math, you're going to have music. 16 NCAA Division III teams, club sports, theater, art, the list goes on and on. In order to prepare our students for whatever field they choose, we give them a solid base upon which to build. We take an interdisciplinary approach to STEM, as you see here. Regardless of intended major, all students take our core curriculum, which gives them this particular base to anchor their studies. We collaborate. Our students work together like scientists in the wild. They work together on problem sets and learn that science is a team sport. Most importantly, they learn to ask questions when they need help, and they learn how the STEM fields are interrelated by applying principles used in one class to their work in another. Now, how do you know if Caltech is right for you? Well, we're going to challenge you in every one of your classes. We want you to think critically, and we foster an environment where you can. So imagine you've been accepted to Caltech. You've decided to call it home for your undergraduate career. You open your Math 1A vector calculus textbook for your first assignment, and this is what you see. What's your reaction? We ask because math is the bedrock of all coursework at Caltech. It doesn't mean you're expected to know how to solve pure abstract math problems. Most students are not interacting with proof-based math at the secondary level, but we want to know how prepared you are to learn ways to solve the problems like the one on this slide. So if this sounds like a good time to you, Caltech might be the right place. For information on applying and about life at Caltech, I encourage you to visit our admissions website. You're welcome to send any questions to the email address here, ujadmissions@caltech.edu. If you put attention Jan in the subject line, I'll be the one to answer it. With that, I'll pass it on to my colleague.
Thank you so much for your presentation. As a reminder to our participants, if you do have questions, definitely don't hesitate to use that Q&A feature. Up next, Harvey Mudd College.
Hi, everyone. I'm Roberto Penga. I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Harvey Mudd College. I'm really excited to virtually meet you and present to you all about Harvey Mudd, and hopefully you get a lot out of this presentation. There's great institutions here. So again, feel free to ask us questions in that Q&A. So a little bit about Harvey Mudd. We're located in Claremont, California, so about 30 minutes east of Los Angeles. This is kind of a general picture of Claremont, California. We're known as the city of many trees and PhDs, right? The reason for that is, well, one, here's Harvey Mudd, right, in this general vicinity. But we are also part of a consortium of colleges, right? So within 1 square mile, there exists 4 other colleges, undergraduate institutions. There's 2 graduate schools, and we're known as the Claremont Consortium, right? And so within 1 square mile, you have access to 5 undergraduate institutions as a student at Harvey Mudd, right? There's 2,000 plus courses available for cross-registration, and you get the combination of a small university or small college like ours, but also you get the feel of a small and resources of a small to mid-sized university, right? So there is 6,000 plus undergraduate students that are at the Claremont Consortium. We share resources where it makes sense to share resources, like our library, our campus safety, our health and wellness, things like our Queer Resource Center, our Chicano Latino Student Affairs, our Office of Black Student Affairs, chaplain services, and we are Division 3. Believe it or not, for the 5 schools, there are 2 teams. So Claremont McKenna, Scripps, and Harvey Mudd College are 1 team. Pomona Pitzer are a separate team. And we are Division 3. And there's a ton of things that you can do across the 5 campuses, right? So we share resources when it makes sense to share resources. Specifically Harvey Mudd, though, what differentiates us from our consortium peers is our mission statement, right? We're a very mission-driven institution. This is ultimately what we want to achieve with our students. We want students who are good at math, science, engineering, but who also are well-versed in the humanities, social science, and the arts. So you can assume leadership positions in your roles, but also be aware of the kind of impact your work has in society, right? So that's ultimately what we're trying to achieve with our students at Harvey Mudd with the education that they're getting, right? So here are some numbers: 900 undergraduate students. We were excited to report that we reached parity maybe like 3-4 years ago, 50% female, 50% male, and 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio, right? So similar to Caltech, right, we have a common core as well. And this mission statement really reflects your academics at Harvey Mudd, right? So about 1/3 of your curriculum at Mudd will be in your major, 1/3 of it would be in your core curriculum, and 1/3 of them will be in your humanities, social science, and the arts classes. So here's a kind of a snippet of what your classes will look like at Harvey Mudd. Zooming in specifically on the Common Core, this is what the core looks like for all of our first-year students. Every student is required to go through this course. So you see here, you're taking classes in math and biology and chemistry and physics. engineering, computer science. You might also see some non-STEM courses in there as well. Well, part of it is we're trying to teach you the idea of like interdisciplinary thinking. How are these subjects related to each other? How is biology related to computer science? How is mathematics related to physics? You see that third semester there, there's an engineering systems course. You get to take a underwater robotics course. And you will need your chemistry, your physics, your computer science, your math, all of those subjects in order to get ahead in these projects, right? This Common Core also fosters a community of collaboration. Our students are very collaborative with each other. They're willing to help each other out. And in addition to those non-STEM or those STEM courses, those non-STEM courses are also helpful to help you present these ideas to maybe the not so STEM savvy folk, right? So it's important that you have the STEM knowledge, but are you able to translate it to people who maybe don't have the same background as you? Here are our 10 majors on our campus. So you have to be pretty sure that you want to study STEM if you're looking at Harvey. You don't declare your major until the end of your sophomore year. So you have about a year and a half to really figure out, 2 years to figure out what it is that you want to study. And we do have a couple of joint majors that we've created in response to kind of more math. Like for example, our physics math major is our newest major that students, they just wanted more math, right? A highlight of our institution as well, 100% of our students do research. You can start as early as your freshman year. So we don't have any graduate students on our campus. It is always your faculty teaching you. So there's opportunities for research on our campus. There's summer plus school year options. And then there's 1 full year required of a senior capstone project. So depending on your majors, right? So if you're a computer science, math, and engineering major, you're required to do what's called a clinic project, where you work with real world companies that come in and they have problems that the companies are facing. You're expected to come up with solutions for those companies. Here's a list of some of the recent sponsors that we've worked with. There's an entire website dedicated to the clinic projects. I encourage you to check those out. There's some really cool projects that have come out of the clinic opportunities. And then there's also a senior thesis for the CS math majors. You get to work on your original work. You have a ton of like faculty and equipment available to you to really hone in on the ideas that you're interested in studying. So again, 100% of our students do research on our campus. The other highlight is these 10 courses in the humanities, social science, and the arts, right? So 10 courses are required beyond our Common Core. We ask that you concentrate on one subject of your choice. Here's a list of the 36 approved concentrations on our campus. So you have your breadth and your concentration. This is when the consortium comes into play. So it's as simple as typing in, anthropology. It'll list all the courses that the consortium offers. So if you wanted to take a class at Pomona, an anthropology class at Pomona, you're more than welcome to if it works with your schedule, right? So this is something that you can take advantage of as a Harvey Mudd student, is taking classes at the other, the consortium. Quickly on our community and student culture, I think the highlight is our honor code. It's something that pretty much says, don't be that person. Don't be the person that jeopardizes our community's academic integrity. Don't be the person that, jeopardize our community safety, but there is a lot of trust, right? There's take-home exams that professors, that students take. They tell them, hey, submit it by Tuesday, send it to my office by that time. It's open book, whatever it may be. There is a lot of trust that exists amongst the community members and professors here at Harvey Mudd. And some quick outcomes, I'm not gonna focus too much on this, but if you're interested in learning all this information, again, all of this is available online. This is just a quick snippet, and I apologize, I have a dog downstairs, so there's probably mail or something. But if you have any questions, feel free to email us at admission@hmc.edu, and I can definitely put my information in the chat as well. So I'll turn that over to my next colleague. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Up next, we have Illinois Institute of Technology.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Will, and I am with the Illinois Institute of Technology. As you can see in the photo, we are located in Chicago, just a few minutes from the core of the downtown city. Our students definitely take advantage of the fact that they're in the city and really see themselves as citizens of Chicago, in addition to being students at Illinois Tech. Now, when you think of the name, or you hear the name Illinois Tech, you automatically probably start thinking of engineering, computer science, and architecture. And that's great. We have outstanding options in those programs, including 10 different types of engineering, multiple pathways in CS, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. But at Illinois Tech, you've also got the opportunity to blend some of those STEM-based programs with more traditional humanities fields. So things like behavioral health and wellness, or psychological sciences, consumer research and analytics, all about bringing the STEM fields and the humanities fields together and providing really the best options with both. At Illinois Tech, you can go directly from a bachelor's degree into a master's degree, all the way way through PhD level education. We have about 3,000 undergraduates, and the total population at the university is just about 7,000 students. As you can see, we do have all 50 states as well as 80 different countries on campus. So it's definitely a nice diverse community, and really a place where you can find your niche and really find those other folks who represent you. About the academic experience, there are 0 impacted majors. You will definitely have smaller classes. You'll get to know your professors. You'll get to know the other students in the classroom. And we really encourage you to take advantage of that. Now, we are definitely a hands-on focused university. We want you to not only get those concepts in the lecture environment and really read those concepts and learn them that way, but we also want to see you apply those. One of the ways we do that is through undergraduate research. At the university, there's a lot of support for being a really problem-solving type of researcher. So whether it's through our undergraduate research program that's housed within our College of Science, or maybe it's our engineering research program, it's all about helping you as a student explore opportunities and find ways where you can make a difference. Another way we do that is through the interprofessional projects. It's a year-long problem-solving course that every student completes at the university. You work in a small team of about 10 to 12 students coming together to solve a problem of your choosing. So it's all about what you're most passionate about and where you think you can make the most impact. Lastly, you can see on this slide here is the Elevate program. So if research and iPro didn't do it for you, maybe going off campus will. Maybe you want to do internships. Maybe you want to go on a study abroad experience. This is what Elevate is for. And this is a relatively new office here at Illinois Tech that helps our students explore all of these different options, because we know we've got some great things for you, but we know there's also an entire world at your fingertips. Now, it's not 100% academic at Illinois Tech. We do encourage our students to take advantage of the fact that they're in college. We want you to have fun, make friends, join clubs and organizations, and absolutely take advantage of the city of Chicago. You can see in terms of clubs and organizations, over 150 different clubs and organizations you can join. Everything from a nonprofit focus group that might give back to the community, fraternities, sororities, could be a advocacy group, anything that's really passionate to you. And that does include a number of academic focused clubs, things like our Civil Engineer Society, our Women in STEM programs, lots and lots of affinity groups at Illinois Tech. We are also Division III athletics, NCAA Division III in many different sports. If you have any interest in that, I would definitely encourage you to get in touch with our coaches directly. We also have esports. So for our gamers out there, definitely some great options at Illinois Tech. And we are a residential campus. Over 70% of our students will live on campus for the 4 years at the university. The photo you see here on the screen is John and Jean Rowe Village, which is a relatively newer residence hall. You can see the style of architecture is pretty awesome. In addition to this, we have a number of more traditional dormitory style housing as well, including 2 that will have been renovated within the last 2 years for our upcoming year. Now, in terms of the application process, we try to make it as simple as we can for you. We're members of the Common App. We're going to ask you for your high school transcript. 1 letter of recommendation is required, up to 3 can be submitted. And then also, just so you know, we are test optional for the upcoming year as well. What we're looking for is mostly an AB average. We want you to make sure you're doing well in your courses. If you're thinking about STEM, computer science, or engineering, you're obviously going to want to make sure you have a strong math and science background. We are doing a holistic review, so we really want to get to know who you are as an individual and what types of experiences you've had. Now, when you apply to Illinois Tech, that application is used not only for admissions purposes, but also for scholarships. When you apply, you're automatically considered for anywhere between the lowest of about $10,000 and all the way up to full tuition-based scholarships. So we do encourage students to definitely consider applying to IIT. There is no application fee, so it's not something where you have to put a ton of extra work since we are on the Common App as well. We are #1 in the state of Illinois for return on investment after financial aid. So when you look at the 20-year earnings, our students are doing quite well financially. It's a lot of personal growth and making new friends and things like that that happen during college that can't quite be quantified, but from an actual finance perspective, definitely a great investment. So I always encourage students to think about that. Last thing I'll share with you before I head out is the opportunities we have in pre-college exploration. Pre-college exploration. So at Illinois Tech, we are offering a number of STEM-based summer programs. These range from anywhere between 1 to 4 weeks, and they are running online this summer due to COVID-19. So I would encourage you to jump on summer.iit to check out those pre-college programs. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for giving us that presentation. Up next, we have Missouri University of Science and Technology.
And can you see my slide?
Yes, everything looks good.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Moore, and I'm a regional admissions counselor with Missouri University of Science and Technology. That's a little bit of a mouthful, so we shorten it to Missouri S&T or S&T. You're welcome to call us by that name. And we have a lot of great things to tell you about this afternoon. We are nestled in the Ozark Highlands. We are located in Rolla, Missouri. It is a city of about 20,000 people, and we have about 7,500 students on campus. About 6,000 of those are undergraduates and about 15,000 are graduate students. We have lots of things to offer as far as recreation and entertainment go. We have zip lining. We have a huge number of caves in the area with a spelunking club. Lots of canoeing, kayaking, fishing, all those types of activities within our community. And we have a lot of opportunities as far as hotels, restaurants, but also the charm of a small city. We're located about 100 miles, halfway between St. Louis, Missouri and Springfield, Missouri. And then on to rankings. Everybody's happy to talk about those. We are the #1 public engineering university in US by pay scale, and that was given to us in 2019. Also by pay scale, we're the #1 university in Missouri for alumni salary potential and the #1 public university in Missouri. And then the one that we're very excited about is being the #8 university in the nation, and that's public or private for annual return on investment. And that is the cost of attendance at our university and your earning potential when you finish. Also, we've recently been notified that we are the #20 safest university in the country as well. As far as offerings go, we have 2 different colleges. We have the College of Arts, Sciences, and Business. You will see many there, which are STEM as well. We have chemistry, biological sciences, information science and technology, and physics. And then we have opportunities for students as far as professional programs in pre-law, pre-med, pre-vet, those types of opportunities. And we also have opportunities for students to get certifications as far as elementary, middle, or high school teaching. And we are probably best known for our College of Engineering and Computing. We're about 75% those majors, plus about another 10% with the STEM majors within the College of Arts, Science, and Business. We have 15 distinct engineering majors in computer science. We do offer bachelor's, master's, and PhD in the majority of those offerings, and lots of opportunities for our students to get hands-on experience, great lab opportunities. For instance, in our mechanical and aerospace engineering programs, we have 51 different labs in that building. So opportunities for students to focus in on what they really want to take as far as their majors go. And then besides the academics, we have a lot of clubs and organizations for our students. 250 of those. We are NCAA Division II athletically. We have about 2/3 of our students participating in intramural and club sports. About 22% of our students are involved in Greek life. We have study abroad programs, research opportunities, in your usual expectations of theater, band, and orchestra. And one of the highlights on our campus, particularly since we're so STEM oriented, wonderful opportunities as far as our design teams go. You see those down on the lower right, some of those. We have 19 different design teams. You can be involved in those teams right away, freshmen can get involved immediately, and any major can be on one of our design teams. And it definitely makes a difference as far as your job opportunities for internships and co-ops, those types of things. We have 2 career fairs a year, and we tend to have the largest number of companies coming in the Midwest. Our average starting salary is about $67,500. We do have about 800 students per year doing internships and co-ops with an average of about $3,300 per month. So quite a bit to add to their payments for school for the next year. And generally we'll have over 4,000 employers actively recruiting our students each year. And there's companies represented there. Many of our students will go to Fortune 500 companies as shown there. If you want to apply, we are test optional this year. We have a free application. We're also on Common App, and we are still accepting applications for 2021. And we are looking for your high school 6 semester grades, cumulative, and a test score if you have it, but if you don't, we're test optional. Then scholarship opportunities. We have our highest scholarship is our Distinguished Scholars Award. We give 5 of those. It's very competitive. On the right, you will see what we have available, and that's merit-based. And we also will look at merit-based scholarships for students that submit test optional as well. So that doesn't preclude you from getting that merit-based scholarship. If you'd like more information, feel free to contact us. We will be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. We are doing on-campus visits and lots of virtual opportunities for students that might be interested in learning more about us, and some great summer camp opportunities. And I will pass on to the next person.
Thank you very much for that presentation. As a final reminder for our participants, if you do have questions for any of the institutions, please be sure to use the Q&A feature. Our final institution for this session is the Oregon Institute of Technology.
Willow, you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. So my name is Willow Charlton, and I'm an admissions counselor with Oregon Institute of Technology, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about Oregon Tech. This is an image of our campus with Mount Shasta kind of in the background. So we're located in Oregon, Southern Oregon. We have a total enrollment of about 5,300 students. We have undergraduate about 3,000. We have some different demographics here. So most of our students come from in-state. We have about 78% of our students come from in-state, and about 26% of our students identify as students of color. We are powered by the sun and heat. So our Klamath Falls campus has about 7,000 solar panels, and we also have geothermal well. We have a geothermal well. And so the solar panels and the geothermal well make up about 91% of our energy. So we get 91% of our energy from those sources, which is really, really great. We have 40 plus academic programs and 50 plus student clubs and organizations for students to participate in. We have NAIA Division II athletics that compete at the Cascade Collegiate Conference. We have 2 different resident halls in our Klamath Falls campus. We have pretty much 2 main campuses. We also have a Portland Metro commuter campus that's located in Portland, Oregon, but we don't really have our sort of on-campus experience. There are no residence halls there. So Klamath Falls is pretty much our main campus, our largest campus. So we also have about some things we're really proud about at Oregon Tech is that 96% of our students are either enrolled in graduate school or employed within 6 months of graduating. So we're pretty happy about that. Our students also have an average starting salary of about $60,000 per year, which is pretty great. They're among some of the top earning alumni of 4-year universities by pay scale. We also have about 91% of our undergrad courses have 30 or fewer students. And our student to faculty ratio is 15:1. So students really get hands-on with their professors, really get to know them well, get to know their peers, and work with them. I'm going to move on here. So these are different locations, as I kind of talked about, our Klamath Falls campus. That's where we have our on-campus living experience, our residence halls. We have about 2,300 student population out there. We get about 300 days of sunshine in Southern Oregon, which is really great. I feel like a lot of people think Oregon is just very rainy, and we definitely are not like that in Southern Oregon. As you can see the image of our solar panels and things such as that. We also have our Portland Metro Commuter Campus. It's located in the heart of the Silicon Forest. So you have all the access to Portland and everything that is offered up there, which is really great. And we do have some major focus clubs in the Portland Metro Commuter Campus and esports. And our student population is just a little bit smaller with about 800 plus. So Oregon Tech, we're a polytechnic university, meaning that we have mostly STEM, it's a STEM college, so science, technology, engineering, and medical. So we have a lot of different degrees, engineering degrees. We offer only Bachelor of Science degrees at Oregon Tech, which is kind of different. So a lot of, that involves a lot of science and math classes here at Oregon Tech. We really, really value hands-on curriculum here at Oregon Tech. All of our programs are really infused with that hands-on curriculum. It's something in all of our degrees. So that might look like a lot of different labs or projects and things like that, senior projects, internships and externships. So that's really great. We really want our students to learn the skills in their degree program that they will be doing in their careers later on, so that they're prepared and that they're very employable. So we've also completed a lot of different transformations. As you can see this image of our new Center for Excellence in Engineering. So we've been spending a lot of money on updating our Cornet Hall, which is one of our engineering buildings. We're building a brand new engineering building as well. We just updated our Tech Rec Fit Center, which is really great. And we're doing some other things as well that are coming up. So these are our first year admission requirements. So these are, we make our decision on if you're admitted or denied based on these 15 core subject requirements, which is 4 years of English, all of the listed there. So if you have a 3 or higher unweighted core GPA or GPA in these 15 core courses with no deficiencies, you are guaranteed admission to Oregon Tech. If you have 2.5 or maybe you're really close to that and no deficiencies or maybe a few deficiencies, we still recommend that you apply. So, and we're also a college that we don't require essays, no letter of recommendations, no second language, no transcript. And until once you graduate, we would like to see, just to make sure once you come to Oregon Tech, we want your high school transcript at that point after you graduate. We are SAT, ACT optional from now on and beyond. So we recommend if you do have those scores, please submit them because they will help you and not hurt you. So this is our value and affordability. So as you can see, our in-state tuition, WUI, which is kind of our 16 Western states, including Alaska, California, Washington, Colorado, Montana, Idaho. So all of those different states. This is based on 15 credits per term. So depending on how many credits you take, obviously it adjusts a little bit. Our on-campus room and board includes our dining and housing as well. And books and supplies is something that we kind of just estimate that our students might have, those costs. So that's added into that. We are also #1 in Oregon for return on investment, which is really great. So when you invest in your education at Oregon Tech, you really get your money's worth. And then these are some of our scholarships that we have based on your GPA, just your high school GPA coming in. You could be, if you have a 3.5, be guaranteed the Jesse Crabtree Scholarship as a resident, or if you're a non-resident. So these are really great. These are pretty automatic just by applying to Oregon Tech, which is great. So my name's Willow, and thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you so much, everyone, for giving us a little bit more insight to your respective institutions. I'd like to bring everyone back now for a short Q&A, just to give you guys a little bit more insight to their favorite things that take place on their campus. So the question we'll be answering is, what is your favorite event for tradition on your campus? And we'll start with Rochester.
I would say my favorite event, and I would say Mark, who's with me, would also agree, would be Imagine RIT. So it's a day at the end of the year where students are able to showcase all their research, all the really great projects that they've done all year, and really showcase that to the public. And we actually opened up our campus this year. We weren't able to do so, but I think once COVID is ready, it's just really fun time. You get to see the students just light up to show up all their research projects and just everything they've been spending all year doing. So that's personally my favorite event.
Caltech.
So along those lines, we have a surf seminar day that's quite similar. That's one of my favorites. But the one I want to talk about, I have so many, is Ride of the Valkyries. During finals week, every term, we're on the quarter system. So every term during finals week at 7 a.m., students in one of our residence halls will blast Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries to wake everyone up, to get them up so that they can do their exams. Our exams are all take homes. So it's not like they have to run to class or anything, but they do need to be awake to actually take them. So that's the only time anyone's allowed to play Ride of the Valkyries.
Harvey Mudd.
Yeah, so one of my favorite events, and even my director of admissions has participated in, is a huge humans versus zombies game that takes place across the 5 campuses. So our students have built out an app to see who's alive, who's a zombie, and it's pretty intense. It's a week-long event, so it's fun to see.
Illinois Institute of Technology.
Yeah, so at Illinois Tech, I mentioned having a pretty diverse community, and that connects to my favorite event, which is the Taste of Illinois Tech. I love food and love to eat, so it's a chance to learn of different cultural organizations and kind of see something a little bit different at the university.
Missouri S&T.
Well, we just completed ours this past weekend. We have a big St. Patrick's Day event. And it actually is about a week-long event. We get out of classes on Thursday and Friday for lots of fun games and activities. This year we had a drive-through parade rather than our traditional paint the streets green and have a huge event for the whole community. But it was better than last year's, which got canceled. So this was actually our 113th year to have St. Patrick's, and we have a statue to St. Patrick's on our campus. He was a patron saint of engineers, so we like to celebrate that.
And Oregon Institute.
Hi, yes. So one of my favorite events that we hold is our Halloween night at our residence hall. So that's a really fun event. People come from all over the community to go through our haunted house at our residence hall. So that's really, really fun activity. And then we also have a lot of different sports that I really enjoy and that I feel like other students really enjoy as well. Attending those, whether it's like baseball or softball, volleyball, basketball, soccer, all of those are really, really fun events to go to as well.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. I do see there are some questions still in the Q&A, but our presenters will get a copy of those questions and we'll be able to get back to you as soon as they can. And when we close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we appreciate any feedback you can provide to us. And in about a week, you'll be able to find the session's recording at the same site where you registered. Again, thank you all for joining us, and I hope you enjoy your week.